In the shadowy corners of history, there are stories that refuse to die. Whispers of forbidden knowledge, of strange machines, and of secrets guarded by powers too great to be questioned. Today, we enter one of those mysteries, a tale that begins in the heart of the Vatican with a device that, if it ever truly existed, could unravel the very fabric of reality. They call it the Chronovisor. Imagine a machine that could peer through time itself, not a telescope gazing into the stars, not a recording left behind in dusty archives, but a device capable of tuning into the past, like finding a radio station, a window into moments long gone or even those yet to come. Some say the Chronovisor was real, others call it a hoax. But all agree on one thing: if it existed, it would be the most dangerous invention in human history. The story begins with a man named Father Pellegrino Ernetti. Born in 1925, he was a Benedictine monk, a respected exorcist, and a scholar of musicology. To his colleagues, he was no charlatan. He was a serious man, educated and deeply embedded in the traditions of the Catholic Church. But it was his secret work, far from the lecture halls and monasteries, that would make him infamous. According to Ernetti, sometime in the 1950s, he became involved in a project unlike anything the world had ever seen. Alongside a team of 12 scientists, reportedly including the legendary Enrico Fermi, the man behind the world's first nuclear reactor, and Werner von Braun, the German rocket engineer who would help land man on the moon, they created a device capable of detecting, decoding, and displaying events from the past. They called it the Chronovisor. Descriptions of the device vary, but Ernetti once offered details. It was said to resemble a strange combination of television, antenna, and recording equipment. Antennas captured what he described as residual echoes of sound and light waves that, he claimed, never truly disappear from the universe. With special sensors and a screen, the team could reassemble these echoes, tuning into specific events from history like selecting a broadcast channel. And not only could they see these moments, they could hear them too. To skeptics, this sounds like fantasy, the stuff of science fiction. But Ernetti was insistent. He claimed they tested the device repeatedly, observing great historical moments. The plays of ancient Rome, long lost to time, were supposedly brought back to life. Even Napoleon Bonaparte's fiery speeches were, according to him, seen and heard once more. But the most shocking claim of all was that the Chronovisor was used to witness the crucifixion of Jesus Christ. According to Ernetti, the machine showed him a clear image of Christ on the cross. And not just a fleeting vision, he described in detail the agony, the faces of those present, even the sounds that filled the air during that fateful moment. In 1972, an Italian magazine called La Domenica del Corriere even published what it claimed was a photograph from the Chronovisor showing Christ in his final moments. That image spread quickly. To the faithful, it was confirmation of the greatest event in Christian history. But critics soon pointed out that the image appeared almost identical to a well-known religious statue kept in a church in Umbria. Had Ernetti or someone else staged the photo to lend credibility to the tale? Despite this controversy, Ernetti never fully recanted his story. Until his death in 1994, he maintained that the Chronovisor was real, though he admitted he could not reveal its secrets. He hinted that the Vatican itself had suppressed the device, fearing the chaos it might unleash. And that fear, if true, was not without reason. Think for a moment about what such a machine could do. Wars could be won or lost, depending on who could peer into the past or future. Secrets, confessions, the most intimate moments of history, nothing would be private anymore. Governments, corporations, and religious institutions could all be brought to their knees if anyone with access could confirm or disprove their narratives. Some versions of the story suggest that Pope Pius XII himself ordered the project to be shut down in the 1950s, warning that the Chronovisor posed a threat to free will. With such power, humanity might no longer make choices for itself. Every decision could be second-guessed, every prophecy tested. The mystery of faith, the very concept of uncertainty, would vanish. The Vatican, for its part, has consistently denied the existence of such a machine. Officially, the Chronovisor is nothing more than a rumor, a legend, a fabrication. And yet, whispers persist. Some conspiracy theorists believe the device is still hidden deep within the Vatican archives, locked away where no one can ever find it. Others claim it was dismantled, its parts destroyed, to prevent it from falling into the wrong hands. But here is where the story grows even stranger. In 2002, the Vatican made an unusual statement. They declared that any person claiming to possess or use a device capable of peering into the past would face immediate excommunication. At first glance, this may sound like nonsense, a precaution against charlatans. But for believers, it was an admission. Why warn against something that doesn't exist? What did the Vatican know that the rest of the world did not? Skeptics argue that Ernetti's story was a fabrication, perhaps a mixture of religious devotion and scientific curiosity gone too far. They point out inconsistencies in his claims, the dubious authenticity of the alleged photograph, and the lack of evidence outside of his own testimony. Some even believe he may have been manipulated, his name used to spread a myth that served unknown purposes. And yet, there is an undeniable allure to the tale. The idea that every moment in history is still out there, imprinted in the fabric of the universe, waiting to be accessed like a cosmic record. If energy cannot be destroyed, could it be possible that the sights and sounds of the past linger, forever replaying in ways we don't yet understand? It's a chilling thought that every triumph and tragedy, every whispered secret, every crime ever committed is still echoing around us, invisible to the naked eye. And perhaps, with the right machine, someone could be watching it all right now. So what became of the Chronovisor? Was it dismantled, buried in the Vatican's labyrinth of hidden archives? Or does it sit in some forgotten laboratory, gathering dust until the day mankind is ready for its secrets? Father Ernetti took many truths to his grave. On his deathbed, he reportedly left behind a confession, claiming the photo of Christ was faked. But at the same time, he maintained the device itself was real. Some of his closest friends swore that he died with a peaceful smile, as if he knew something the rest of us never would. The Chronovisor remains one of history's strangest mysteries, too detailed to dismiss as mere fantasy, too fantastic to be accepted as fact. Somewhere between science fiction and religious myth, it continues to haunt the imagination. And so, we are left with the question: if you had such a device, if you could peer into the deepest moments of history or glimpse the uncertain events of the future, what would you choose to see? Would you dare to look upon the crucifixion as Ernetti claimed he did? Would you spy on the secrets of kings or the private lives of strangers? Or would you be too afraid of what the truth might reveal? Perhaps the greater mystery is not whether the Chronovisor existed, but whether we, as human beings, could ever be trusted with it. Because some knowledge cannot be unseen, some truths cannot be forgotten, and some inventions should never be made. Until then, the legend of the Chronovisor remains locked in the shadows, an eternal reminder that the past is never truly gone, and maybe, just maybe, someone out there is still watching,